Use the referral link in the description to g2a.com for all of your Xbox codes, PlayStation codes and video games, and be sure to use the code CHES at checkout to get yourself 3% cash back. Hey guys, welcome to episode number 8 of the Fulham Career Mode series here on FIFA 18. We got some expected and unexpected results in the last episode that have left us slap bang mid-table still. We've been 10th or 11th or so for 2 or 3 episodes in a row now. Liverpool currently top of the table on 22 points. They won their game in hand. One of yesterday's opponents, Huddersfield, is now in the relegation zone, only on goal difference though. And Brighton are bottom, again, only on goal difference, although Cardiff are yet to win a game in 10 attempts so far in the Premier League. Today, we start with a game against Brighton. We then follow that up with a game against Burnley and Bournemouth. It's all the Bs in the month of November. Brighton, Burnley, Bournemouth. 20th, where are Burnley? 20th, 15th and 17th. Arguably, 3 relegation rivals this season. I'd like to avoid defeat in all of them. And if I can take home maybe 7 points, then I think that would really, set a standard for the rest of the season that we should be aspiring to. In that, we should be comfortably finishing mid-table, or comfortably finishing above, say, 13th or 14th. I'd like to do that. Of course, we haven't yet played the likes of Liverpool or Manchester City or Chelsea, so there's still some big hitters left to play, but we have to make the most of the games against the lesser sides, and we are about to play 3 of those lesser sides. We too are a lesser side, but that's besides the point. Let's try and get some points today and improve our league position. Drop the video a like if you enjoy. Subscribe to the channel too to make sure you don't miss out on any further content. Fingers crossed we can rise up the table. Brighton starting lineup. Menpair. Don't know how to pronounce that. In goal. Salter, Balogun, Dunk and Sutner at the back. 2 backs of 4 for them. Bjordal, Pascal Gross, Norman and Skalak with Ahanak and Baldock up top. Sam Baldock, I believe. That's not a strong starting lineup at all. We should win. Say that as if my starting lineup is world class, which it most certainly isn't. Seri across to Kearney, but poorly played. It's half an hour in here, and I don't think either side has a shot yet. No shots on goal from either team in the opening half an hour of the game. You can tell it's a relegation 6 points. I can't. As soon as I say that, we get a shot on goal. I mean, it was terrible, and it was never going to go in, but at least it's a start. We get 1 shot every 30 minutes in this game. Then I'll be particularly disappointed and frustrated, but it has most certainly been a relegation 6-pointer with no quality football whatsoever. Really devoid of anything worthwhile to show you. I'm going to try and get Rui Fonte in behind here, but that's not going to happen, so we'll look to send Ryan Sessegnon in behind, and somehow, with a mistake from the defender, I'm in, and Seri, and we lead. As soon as I point out the fact that we've not had any chances, they have a shot, I score a goal. Maybe I should do that more often. Jean-Michel Seri on the scoreline, on the score sheet again. Horrible mistake from their defender to let Ryan Sessegnon get away from him, but tidy finish from my highest rated player, one of my top goal scorers as well. Seri through the gap there to Rui Fonte. Could be a very good start to the second half if I can work something, which we're still trying to do. And still trying to do. And still trying to do. Oh, I very nearly did do. Oh, wow. I'm not quite sure how he's been able to hit the post at that angle from there. For it to crack off the post and then go down the byline, but very nearly 2-0 there at the beginning of the second half. Let's hope that the rest of this second 45 is like that and not like the first 35 minutes of the first half. Corner for Brighton. Pascal Gross to take the corner. Skalak off for them, and they've made a change. It's Anthony Knockout's come on. In fact, he's brought the ball down there. And, well, initially tackled, then gets the shot off. Knockout into Sam Baldock. Across the Knockout again. Oh, he's gone for the shot. A bit of a narrow angle there. A bit selfish to try and shoot when he had options in the middle to pass to. Sam Baldock being replaced. Pascal Gross will loop this in. It's Florian Andone that's come on. Keeper came for that, so I left it. And thankfully, Lamarchand reacted because my goalkeeper didn't. He looked as if he wanted to come and get it and then completely ignored it. And there was a Brighton man at the back post there waiting to get onto that. Brian tried to play that forward, but just stolen away from him. Seri will get that into Rui Fonte, who's gotten it nicely to Sessegnon. To Fonte again. Here's Seri. Space in the middle for Kearney. Drop the shoulder. Oh, I was trying to get the pass off. We will find eventually Jean-Michel Seri. I'm going to drill this into Rui Fonte and find in a... Oh, I said Seri, not Siri. Shut up. Oliver Norwood with some space on the edge of the box. I don't really trust his shooting though. Cabano. Back to Christie. He's Seri. Oh, space. Please tell me you're onside. Sessegnon for 2. How have they left Ryan Sessegnon so open? He has 74 finishing, Ryan Sessegnon, which is higher than the majority, if not all, of my strikers. Other than perhaps Mitrovic, who I think has 76. So for a left winger, or left back / left winger, Ryan Sessegnon does have a decent shot on him, but you cannot leave a player of his ability in that much space and expect not to be punished. 2-0 with 14 minutes to go. Game over. 3 points in the bag, boys. Got a corner in the 79th minute. A third goal would come in handy. Keeper's punched it. I have now finally set... Oh, go on then, Cabano. Why not? Oof. I have now finally set Jean-Michel Seri as my default corner taker, so I don't have to worry about accidentally taking them with Tom Kearney anymore. Another good delivery in. It's going to drop to Sessegnon from a similar area. Oh, well, that was very, very, very fortunate. Sorry, Brighton. Sorry. 3-0. Right. Into Seri. Nice turn by the Frenchman. Well, for a game that had not much happening in it at all, I've somehow managed to get myself a 3-0 win from it. I say 3-0. Might be 3-1, depending on what happens on this counter-attack. Let's say 3-0 for the time being. But as they get closer and closer, it might be 3-1. It's not going to be 3-1. It is going to be 3-0. Oh, we kept a clean sheet. Yes. About time we did that. Right. Oh, pleased with that. That's 3 points on the board. Up next, it was Bournemouth, Brighton and Burnley, but I think it was Burnley in between. Let's go and play them now. Palace just beat Spurs away from home. They've gotten a couple of good results on the road. Crystal Palace was either Manchester United or Manchester City they beat earlier on this season as well, away from home. Right, Burnley have Anders Lindegaard in goal. That's the name I didn't think I'd see again. Phil Barsley, Tarkowski, Long and Taylor at the back. Another bank of 4 in front with Goodmanson, O'Neill, Ulverstad and Brady. And again, a 4-4-1-1 with Jeff Hendrick sat behind Ashley Barnes. Burnley are a side that I have struggled against in previous series, most notably the Southampton one. Hopefully we can fare better this time around. Oh, that touch from O'Neill has completely opened up my backline. Now we're in trouble. Lamarchand trying to close him down. The turn is good. The tackle even better. Another player that just silently gets about his business, Lamarchand. You don't hear too much about. I mentioned this in the last episode. I think it was the last episode or one of the previous couple. I think actually the last time I mentioned it, I ended up conceding a goal. But hopefully this time we don't. You never know. We may end up scoring a goal. Rui Fonte will look for Jean-Michel Seri. Oh, but we haven't scored a goal. Cabano will get to that first. Stand up into the middle. And unfortunately the man in the middle was too tall. And it wouldn't quite reach the man at the back post, which again I think was Jean-Michel Seri. Lovely header there though. Seri will turn. Look for Rui Fonte. Poor pass. Rui Fonte with a tackle, which was decent. Cabano again looking to get into the box. Will cross it towards him. It's not going to find him. Seri on the rebound and blocked by Brady and out for a corner. Oh, that felt like it took an age to actually come about that chance. Seri with the delivery. Kearney with a header. Saved by Lindegaard. Poor pass given straight to Ryan Sessegnon there. Seri quickly to Kearney. Or to Rui Fonte. Sessegnon and Cabano have just recently switched wings. Cabano though in the box here. Drops the shoulder and Cabano will never be shooting again on his left foot if I have anything to do with it. Not after that anyway. Jeeps, barely even kept it in the camera frame. Really ball over the top. Brian might win this. Really fancy me up position, but not height advantage. Here's Ashley Barnes. He's not going to be sprinting in behind and causing my backline any problems with pace. But again, as is always the case with this team, physicality is an issue. Hopefully we can improve on that over the seasons. Ulverstad back to O'Neill. Can't quite get there. Ashley Barnes pulling the strings. Jeff Hendrick in the box, waiting for a turn. There it is. Lays it back nicely. O'Neill across to Ulverstad. That is a great goal from Burnley Football Club. He just didn't know which way they were going to go next till it ends up at the feet of Ashley Barnes. And into the back of the net it goes. Burnley 1, Fulham 0. Stop his time. That's great football. GG. Goodmanson with a switch. It's a good one too. Robbie Brady brings it down. Tried to get there and couldn't. Win that header, please, Bryant. Well up. Can Fonte get there? He can, but he's not been able to pass it to a teammate, Phil Barsley. Dummies, and then gets it to Goodmanson. Oh, Seri gets the foot in, but it's still going to drop to the Burnley man. Back here to Ulverstad, who's turned me. Robbie Brady. They're at it again, Burnley. Taylor with the effort, side netting only. They just do nothing, and then out of nowhere, bang. Pass, 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 pass. Chance on goal. Thankfully this time it didn't end up going in, and we still have a chance to get something out of the game. Here's George Kevin and Kudu driving down the line. He's going to have the pace to get away from me, that is for sure. And the trickery to beat me as well. Into Jack Cork, good save by Rossi, diving down low to his near post. Actually, Barnes going off, and certain Kiwi striker called Chris Wood coming on. Please don't score against me, Mr. Wood. Don't want to be scoring against myself. Taylor down the line into Goodmanson. Nice tackle by Christie, but I was backing away with it with Cabano there, and unfortunately couldn't get the ball back. Don't you even dare. Very nearly a second through Wood. Seri, oh, come on, Jean-Michel, you're better than that. Just play the ball on the floor and it finds its way through. Callas intercepts, thankfully. And we are really running out of time now. I'm going to play this right over the top, looking for Shea Yoju, who's taken it down in his stride well, and will keep the run going. Look to dart inside. He's done that well too, and no strength whatsoever to hold off Goodmanson. Waste of a really good position just because he's not strong enough. Something that I can't train, frustratingly enough. Taylor gets that in, but Lamarchand intercepts. Now this really is do or die now. We have to score on this attack. Just 2 minutes added on. Rui Fonte will turn. Look for Ryan Sessegnon, who skips one way, then the next. Sessegnon going all the way himself. Ryan Sessegnon! What a save by Anders Lindegaard. Enough to earn Burnley all 3 points. That would have been the best solo run we've seen from anyone here at Fulham yet, but denied by a wonderful one-on-one stop by the goalkeeper. And unfortunately, from their only shot on target of the game, Burnley get the win. 3 points of 6. Let's try and make it 6 of 9 against Bournemouth. Artur Boruc in goal for Bournemouth. Powell, Ake, Cook and Mings at the back. With Fraser, Gosling, Cook and Pugh in the midfield. Another 4-4-1-1. Jermaine Defoe sat behind Callum Wilson. A lot of defensive two banks of four formations recently in the Premier League. Difficult to break through. Hopefully we can get through this Bournemouth team. Here's Ryan Fraser played in behind. Turns inside. I was waiting for a cross, to be honest. Good block by Oliver Norwood from Callum Wilson. We were perhaps interested in signing at the beginning of the window, or the beginning of the season during the window. Ended up signing Cutrone, who then got injured for 7 months. Not that that still bothers me at all. Hugh to Defoe, into Wilson, who turns well. Brian will get that away. Seri, Sessegnon, I've asked to make a run, he just stands there. Oh, Ryan Fraser's going to have me for pace, but not for physicality, thankfully. Seri through there to Sessegnon. He's going to go again, Ryan Sessegnon. And Tyrone Mings has swapped sides, which means Cabano is going to be better off on the far side, but the cross was probably going to find its way in rather than a teammate. And unfortunately, we shall stay at 0-0. Christie into Rui Fonte. Oliver Norwood making the run through. It's Cyrus Christie. It's not. It's Rui Fonte. Finish. Eventually, the breakthrough is made. And it's our number 9 up top. Rui Fonte. Fulham 1, Bournemouth 0. Seri out wide to Joe Bryant. Find the right pass. She's done well. Nathan Ake closing me down, but Sessegnon turns inside. There's Rui Fonte. Rui Fonte could save Artur Boruc. Christie might get to this first. He has done, you know. And he'll whip the ball in from out wide. Tom Kearney will help on his way. Cabano. That was never really going to cause anyone any problems, was it? Can I intercept that? I can. Through the gap is Rui Fonte again. And Boruc saves again. 20 minutes to go. Still the slim 1-0 lead. No changes made yet by me. Seri with the delivery. Up goes Lamarchand. That's drifting, but drifting wide. Ite into Cisse, across to Seri. Time the pass right, which I most certainly didn't do, but there is so much space out here for Ite. I've slightly overhit the pass though. Stand the ball up into the middle, and Seri's arriving with a header that's well saved by the feet of Artur Boruc. I I've had multiple opportunities now to get a second goal and put this game to bed, and I haven't been able to take any of them. Cissé's come off the bench and is immediately involved, as was Ep8 to be fair. Both having an impact. Ep8 through Fonte looking for the run. Jean-Michel Seri! I can't score a second. Fraser back to Harriata. To Cook over the top. It's going to drop here kindly for Powell into the middle. The touch from Callas is vital. Nathan Ake was arriving at speed behind that. Yes, admittedly it was Nathan Ake, so he might not have found the back of the net, but it doesn't matter because Josh King has, with a remarkable effort from the edge of the box. 88th minute, Bournemouth equalise. Good angle for it as well. That is a superb finish. I wasn't able to get the equaliser against Burnley. They have been able, Bournemouth, to get the equaliser against me. Really frustrating. Definitely 2 points dropped here if we aren't able to get ourselves back in front between now and the end of the game, which it doesn't look like we will. Just 2 minutes added on. Through the legs of Rui Fonte. That's just as frustrating as conceding the goal in the first place. And don't even tell me they're going to do what we did to Crystal Palace and score 2 goals to end up winning. They are. Can you believe it? In the 88th and 92nd minutes, Bournemouth turned the game completely on its head. The pace of Ryan Fraser, and he slotted that home at the near post, which ironically has been Rossi's strongest point so far of his time at the club. He's been brilliant at his near post. The one time the ball squeaks past him, doesn't hit the post, doesn't go narrowly wide. It's the last kick of the game and it slips inside the post into the bottom corner and we lose against Bournemouth. It's not 2 points dropped, it's 3 points dropped. There was Burnley's only 1 shot on target. They won 1-0. Bournemouth's only 2 shots on target and they won 2-1. Such is that Wolves beat Spurs by 2-1. Wolves are having a hell of a season. Such is the way of things when your squad is the shape that it is with us. If we'd have won that, we'd have been 6th. As it happens, still bloody 10th. So bored of being 10th. Oh, have Brighton won a game yet? Cardiff even? No, they haven't. Cardiff, 13 games, still no victories for them, unfortunately. Do we play them in the month of December? We must do, surely. In fact, they're my very next game. Cardiff, Chelsea and Wolves. Before Manchester City, Everton and Crystal Palace. Oh, dearie, dearie me. Right, that's all for today. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Thumbs up if you enjoyed. Thumbs up for sympathy for that last game. Subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you tomorrow.